by night. Keep going crazy.
Shout out to my exes.
Acting by night. Keep going crazy.
Show off your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up. Getting them checks, living your best. Racks up. Keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
I'm honestly so disappointed and so hurt that white women on this app really believe that black women hate them. I understand that the content that I upload is controversial. I touch on a lot of sensitive topics that a lot of people are scared of. I speak for all Black women when I say we love white queens who respect all queens of every ethnic background. We do, however, hate you possums and snow roaches that think that you are above us when you actually can't compete or compare. You are second choice, you always have been, and you always will be. Black men choose you when they can't get what they want from us. It's laughable that you think that the idea of us hating you actually exists. Bitch, you're not important enough. Know your place and don't you ever get it fucked up.
Hello, guys. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. How are you all doing? Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Also, please say what's up in the chat. Say hey in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. Also, if you have any suggestions or any tips or any ideas for new stories, please feel free to share those with me. I love to hear from you guys. My Gmail is lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. Additionally, if just because we know the nakers be nakering and the trolls be trolling, please, if you have a moment, take a second and follow the backup page. That's called LexX. That's LEXEX, and I will also link it in the description below. So here's another installment of my daily series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the animals, characters, creatures, and dusty derelicts found in Blackistan. So let's go. So today we're going to talk about your Thunz. And this is probably the most most requested topic that I get from you guys in my suggestions the most frequently. I mean, I get daily requests for these. There's a number of them. So just a few shout outs. Divest Diary sent an email suggesting this topic. I've also got an email. I'll keep her name anonymous. I'm pretty sure this is her government, so I'll call her Eve. And then several other comments of you guys just saying, hey, can you please either do the Mammy Mommies or can you do one on the Thunz? So today we're going to do Thunz. Lord Jesus. Okay. So your profile of your Thunz. So they are located on your nearest mammy's titty. They're also oftentimes found attached to their mother's umbilical cord, somewhere living in their mother's basement. Their behavior. So your Thunz is a term that I believe is coined by YouTuber Paris Milan. And please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat and in the comments, but that's the phrase that I first heard her utilize, that phrase. And it is a phrase coined to describe the majority of nakers. As we know, they are all typically stuck in an unending perpetual state of childhood as a result of being coddled. And hold on one second. I've actually forgot I had my heater on, so let me turn that off so you guys can hear me more clearly. Give me just a second. I got my space heater on. Y'all don't know if I'm anemic or what, but I be freezing up here. My hubby loves it cold. And so he was trying to freeze me the heck out. So I'll be having my space heater on blast on like 75 degrees in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the summertime. It's like 80 degrees outside today. But I get cold. So anyway, hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better. But anyway, so these Thunz are typically stuck in this perpetual state of childhood. And it's because all of their lives they've been coddled, they've been enabled, and really just their mammy mothers make excuses for them. So they always avoid experiencing any consequences for problematic behavior. So these Thunz, they'll act recklessly, with reckless abandon. They'll act without any fear of any repercussions. Oftentimes, you'll see them display very erratic and volatile behavior. So you'll see them committing crimes. They'll sell drugs. They'll be involved in public brawls and fighting. They'll be involved in gang wars, turf wars. They'll kill people. They'll be in shootouts, things like that. They also enjoy abusing women and a slew of other problematic, toxic things. And they do this without any fear of being reprimanded or fear of any consequences because their sorry ass mammy mothers just make excuses for them and will coddle them and will cape for them and enable them and make excuses for their toxic behavior. So this is why they're called Thunz. That's a play on words because these mammies are always saying, my sons, my sons, my sons, when making excuses for their unacceptable behavior. And so I talk a lot about my experience. I used to be embarrassed about it, but now I'm not because I understand that I was a victim in this situation. And I really do believe that us being silent is how these culprits continue to perpetuate this problematic behavior and continue to, just continue to be monsters and continue to victimize other unsuspecting victims because they're never exposed or called out. But so I'm very vocal about my experience. I would encourage you guys to be vocal as well and to talk about it. One, because they need to be exposed so they can't continue to get away with it, but also just because it's cathartic. Honestly, it feels good. It's very empowering to be able to share your story. But anyway, so I married a Naker Thun who was he was exposed as a child to his mother being abused, and his aunt was also abused. I remember one time him telling me that he saw his aunt get kicked out of her boyfriend's car naked. So you'd think that that would make them and the woman in their family have compassion for me when he ended up being my abuser. But no, they're the worst. They're the worst. Because what tends to happen, I think, is they see no fault in their thuns because their thuns become their husband. Their thuns become their boyfriend. So they become these perfect little men in their eyes that can do no wrong because they've been victimized by other men in their lives. So they're like, oh, well, this is my little guy who would never hurt anyone, and really look at situations with rose-colored lenses. But anyway, so. Yeah, so when I talked to them about my experiences, they accused me of lying. They said I was making things up. I will never forget. I remember one time his grandmother even telling me, well, I was married to a man and he beat me for years and he was not nice. But, my grandson is actually a good man and he's actually nice. Even though he may beat you, he's still a good guy. You know what I mean? So that really toxic. It's like no wonder, his mother, my ex-mother-in-law was so effed up. Look at her mother, and look at that toxic behavior and that toxicity that they all made excuses for. So anyway, so that is your Thun. Notable Thuns are NBA Youngboy, and we'll actually go into a clip where the mammy mother displays her toxicity and her disgusting behavior and coddles and makes excuses for him. Also, Chris Brown, we know he's very abusive, and his mother has done nothing, has never held him accountable. I say myself, if my son turns into a monster and a menace to society, then we're going to go ahead and cut that cord. We're going to go ahead and disown him, and we're going to go ahead and make him own up and man up to the consequences for his actions. But anyway, so let's actually look at your Thuns in real life instances. The first thing I want to look at is this woman really breaking down the problematic pathology of mammies and their Thuns, how they talk about, oh, my Thun is my king. He, I love him, man, he's my king. So let's look at that, how she really outlines and really calls out the problematic nature of this pathology of these mammies and their Thuns. And then we will chat.
Y'all not gonna like this one. To my single mothers, your son is not your king. Sis, you are a queen. You run your household. It is your queendom. Ergo, your son is a prince. Your responsibility is to raise him up to be the best man that he could be in this world, right? So when you say that your son is your king, who's in charge? Who's running your household? It is not the responsibility of a boy to be the man of the house. If you want a man in your house, you need to find a man. Now, if you find your husband and now you're merging your households, what role and responsibility is he supposed to play if there's already somebody in the spot of king? So moms, we know you have great intentions. However, please do not put a boy in a man's place and do not push out a good man because there's no position you've left open for him.
She's right. She's right. So she talks about how oftentimes it's single mothers who do this. So what happens, like I mentioned in my situation, these mammies, they will get beaten, they'll get mistreated, they'll get cheated on, they'll get drugged through the mud by nakers, and they'll get pumped and dumped, and they'll be left with these children, with these little boys. And so they're responsible for leading these households. And because there's no man present, then they pass on that to their sons. And it turns into this really dysfunctional, almost like incestual romantic thing where the mom turns her son into her husband. And this is what she talks about. She's right. And she's like, no, your son is not your king. Your son is not your man. He's a little boy. Let children be children. I'm sorry that, Tyrone beat your ass and impregnated you and abandoned you, but your child is not the man of the house. He is a child. He is not your husband. He is not your king. So she hit the nail on the head, and she really breaks down that problematic pathology. Let's also, so I mentioned briefly NBA Youngboy's mother. And so she experiences, or not experiences, she illustrates the same really problematic, really toxic type of mentality that this woman just broke down about her son. And really, it gets really weird. So I'm just going to show you guys a few clips, and then we're going to chat about this really weird, unusual, almost ancestral relationship that she has with her son. So let's watch this clip. So this is Sharonda, NBA Youngboy, his mother, and a picture of NBA Youngboy. And let's look at how she talks about him.
Look at the screen.
That's mine.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
This is your man. It's your man.
Yeah.
Look at the screen.
That's mine.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
This is your man.
Okay, so we see how she talks about her son. So if you're having trouble understanding and piecing together what's happening here, this is like a viral TikTok challenge where women will oftentimes talk about their men, and they'll have their men playing in the background doing something silly. He might be dancing, or he might be doing something goofy. And then they'll play this Dr. Phil clip of them saying, that's my man, I'm going to stick beside him. And so this is NBA Youngboy's mother saying that about NBA Youngboy, which is weird in itself. But I want to keep going, and I want to really, really unpack why this is so problematic, because I want you guys, and I really want to detail and illustrate how he's displayed some really erratic, really volatile behavior, and why this is very, very disturbing that she's sharing a clip like this, talking about she's going to stick beside him despite his erratic and toxic nature. So, okay. So NBA Youngboy, he is a rapper. In 2015, this woman's Thunz was arrested for robbery. He was also arrested for attempted homicide because he was in a drive-by. He's also been convicted by several felonies, possession, gun charges, drug charges, things like that. Okay. This boy is also, I believe, no older than 25. He's probably about 22, 23. Sorry, I should have Googled how old he is. But this boy in his early 20s has 7 children by 5 different women. Okay. Not only that, this man was caught sometime back assaulting and kidnapping one of the mothers of his children. And it's actually been on video, and TMZ exposed him for it. So let's watch this video of him assaulting this poor woman and brutally handling her, just being very abusive and really displaying very disturbing, very nasty, terrifying behavior. See, he slams her down. He's violently grabbing her, trying to push her back into the elevator, it looks like. He rips her shirt off. She's struggling, trying to get away with him. She's not even engaging with him. She's not even trying to defend herself. She's cowering away. And he's like towering over her. I can only imagine if there was sound there, what we would hear him saying. Just being very nasty, very nefarious, pulling her. So what we're watching is him kidnapping her. She's struggling to get away, and he is holding her against her will. Okay. Apparently there's another 30 seconds of this, y'all. This is so disturbing. Okay. If that wasn't enough, y'all, this same woman, he made her sleep in a hotel lobby so he could have sex with other women in his hotel room. So let's look at this picture of this woman sleeping in the hotel lobby. And I hope you guys can see this. Sorry, I don't want to log into Facebook because I don't want you guys, I don't want to dox myself. Okay, let's see if I can her name is Jania. In hotel lobby. Here we go. Okay, here it is. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. But here is a picture of this woman sleeping in a hotel lobby. And it's because this rapper locked her out of the hotel room so he could sleep with another woman. That's kind of hard to see. She later removed the post. That's why I can't pull up the original. But once you put something on the internet, it's not going anywhere. So here she is with a bag of chips, sleeping, ain't got no blankets or nothing. You see her posted with bags the next day because I guess he felt bad after this went viral and took her on a shopping spree. Okay. If that wasn't enough, in 2020, so just last year, this boy, this rapper, this nefarious demon got arrested by the FBI for fleeing the police. And this is her Thunz. This is her Thunz. And then just a few months ago, here's this lady. Actually, just a few weeks ago. This is from May 15th. Actually, just a few weeks ago, she's posting this.
You're a man.
Yeah.
Look at the screen.
You see what I mean? That's her man.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
This is your man.
And this is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is her Thunz though. The mammy is still reacting in a caping, coddling manner. She gonna stick beside him regardless. He could end someone's life. And she's still going to be there weeping, talking about my Thunz. Because regardless of how many women he terrorizes, regardless of how many innocent victims he terrorizes, she's going to stick beside him, and coddle and continue to make excuses for this problematic behavior. This is y'all's Thunz. Okay. So let's look at this next story of a Thunz and his mammy mother as she gets into a confrontation and a disagreement with the Thunz girlfriend. And this one is pretty disturbing, but I really want you guys to see this because I really feel like it really illustrates, the Thunz toxic mentality, the Thunz problematic pathology that we're discussing here. So here we go.
Y'all nice shit. Like, how you supposed to be moving your shit out when you going slow as fuck?
I didn't know my shit out.
All your shit is going. You didn't contribute the shit in here. You brought everything you had in here. Please get out.
Yeah, right.
Please get out. What did you buy? You bought me a TV. You bought a TV for you. Please
How
go.
and you broke it. Fuck you talking about? Come on,
Get out of my house.
Take the video. Why do you break
Get
this
out.
shit?
Get out. Get out.
Dummy.
Get out. You're a dummy.
I guess.
Dickhead.
I guess
Get
nothing.
out. Get out.
So what is all this about?
Because he had a bitch in my house earlier today, and she posted about it on Snapchat, so I slid it back, and she talking about, I read the messages, and he's like, want to come to my crib, like, he don't pay shit in here to be bringing nobody in my motherfucking house.
You pay shit in here, I just give you $5.
Boy, why? Shut the fuck up. That's from once you sit on your fucking ass and you're playing a game. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're not moving fast enough.
I'm moving right in my room.
Goodbye.
Right in my room.
Goodbye.
You talking about?
Yeah.
You ain't stopping shit.
Oh.
You really not.
The fuck?
You're not stopping nothing.
Oh.
You're not
That's
stopping
fine.
nothing. You ain't stopping nothing.
Okay, that's
You ain't
fine.
stopping
Hurry
nothing.
up. You're taking too
You want
long.
me to take my
You're taking too long. You don't even have a lot of shit. Hurry up. The fuck?
Okay.
Hurry up.
And you do?
Hurry up.
You're running McDonald's shit right now.
Yes, honey, I'm very fucking comfortable.
Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna wear what the fuck I want around my house
That's
where I
it.
pay the bills at.
I hear
You
you.
fucking freeloader.
Freeloader.
Yeah.
Ain't
The
never
fuck?
Oh boy.
The fuck?
Ain't never
Yeah. Freeloader. The fuck? Bum ass nigga loader, because that's what you want.
When?
I think I just took you to get your permit. You won't even have that. Don't need that. What? You didn't pay for it? You drove me over there. I got a mom with a car. I could have got a fucking ride for all I give a fuck about. Sound real good. Get the fuck out. Hurry up. Okay. Hurry up. Yep.
This broke, so if you can't tell what's happening here, this broke ass dust bucket, this broke ass Thunz, this broke ass busted and disgusted dust bunny is getting kicked out because his trifling broke ass, no good ass, who don't even got enough money to provide his own shelter or food or clothes on his back, bought another chick in his girlfriend's house, brought the side chick in his girlfriend's house, so now he's getting put the F out and the mom is recording. So let's keep going.
Pussy, moving all slow. Yup. Whatever. Well, at least you get your stupid. She broke my head.
I mean, it just don't make no sense. How are you?
There's a mammy mother caping for the Thunz.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Definitely. I got a video of that. Let's talk about it. Hurry up. Hurry up. That is on
Where the rest of your stuff at?
You wear the same shit every day.
Where the rest of your stuff at?
Oh, you talking about your dirty clothes? Go get them. No, I'll go get them. Hurry up. What's up, boo? I'm about to go around you. Don't touch me. Can you not go with my purple machine?
Well, get on your. Well, you're not gonna provoke him.
What? Fuck him. What?
Okay, well, you're not provoking him. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that my son's okay. Okay, well, you've been in love with him for years. Get your shit and let's come on. If you swing with me, I'm gonna get beat the fuck up, and you go get your whole fucking family. Go get your whole motherfucking family. That's what I'm saying. Don't be heartbroken. Don't be heartbroken. You're heartbroken. You're heartbroken. He's been with you for years. He did shit for you for years. For years, and you stay with him. And you stay with him. And you stay with him. Ain't nobody gonna hit your mom, because I got the motherfucking strap in the car, and that's for whoever wanna know. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, she's talking about she has a gun. She has a gun, and she's openly and admittedly talking about how broken, how no good and how worthless her son is, but is defending and caping for him. This is, woo, y'all hang in there, because I'm telling y'all, there's an end to this. There's a means to the end. There's a point to this. So hang in there with me.
None of that. That's why my son dogged you, ho. That's why he dogged you. That's why he dogged you. That's why he dogged you. It don't matter. You can't keep my son. You can't keep my son. No matter how much dick you suck, he's never gonna wife you.
Hear that incestual shit? She talking about his dick.
Let him run over you. If you was my daughter, I'd have been told you to leave my son. That's the difference between me and your mother. I would have told your mom to leave you a long time ago. I would have told him. And don't be disrespectful. I'm telling you, don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. Yeah, we can call the cops right now. Where? Girl, you on low income. Low income. You paid $3 for over this motherfucker. I told him to go with the radiologist if you would have had these issues with a real bitch. Hello? Can you come up here and call the motherfucking cops? Call the cops right now. Because nobody gives a fuck about none of that. Boo, nobody gives a fuck about none of that. None of that. She broke my son's screen TV, broke his fucking game, broke all this shit, and it's all on fucking live. All because my son had a bitch in your house. That's what you said? You said because my son had a bitch in your house. So ain't no girl, you shut the fuck up. That boy came out this pussy right here, honey. He came out this pussy.
See how disgusting she is. So she's sitting there, this grown-ass woman, arguing. This girl looks like a child. She looks like she's probably no older than 19 or 20 years old. She's sitting there arguing in her fucking home, talking about, hey, oh, this boy, you want to suck his dick. He came out my pussy, You know what? If I hadn't known any better, I would have thought this was a damn side chick arguing with the damn girlfriend. This is disgusting. But this is how these mammies are. They have this weird ancestral type of relationship with their child. She's sitting here talking about, he should have been with the radiologist. He should have leashed up. Oh my gosh, there's so much wrong. There's so much wrong here, y'all. There's so much wrong here. She's talking about, oh, yeah, he didn't do shit for you for years, calling her stupid. And it's like, sis, but you raised a no good naker. You raised a no good naker. So instead of you in a naker, you got pumped and dumped by holding this Thun accountable. You attacking the girl. Talking about she should have left him. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And she's talking about he came out her pussy. These mammies are pedophilic. I'm telling you, and incestual. They treat these boys like their husbands. And I get it. You were pumped and dumped. So for years, little man, little mook was all you had. But come on, girl. Come on, girl. Her son has been her husband. And this is why she arguing with the girlfriend like she the damn side chick. Let's keep going, y'all.
Right here. Nothing but respect for you for the whole time. Nothing but respect. Look, the cops is on their way, Aaron. We got all this on live. We got all this on live. You know what I mean? That's what happened. That's what happened. Aaron, just put all your shit in the motherfucking hallway. Yes.
Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. You's a stupid ass dickhead. Go in and shut up at your man ass house like y'all do together.
Well, honey. Ain't nobody waiting on no motherfucking PUA. Honey, you need to get a fucking life. Get a fucking life. You've been letting my son fuck over for you for years. For years. It don't matter what I've been doing. And I'm still his mom. And you gonna always be another bitch. Cause I met White Feet. He already got White Feet. He already got her, boo. Matter. I know that shit hurt. I know it hurt. And I hope it was her at the fucking house over here. You know, I know he don't do shit because you don't make him do shit. Your standards are low as fuck. Your standards are low. Because when he get with the radiologist girl, trust and believe me, he's going to be paying bills and shit. The fuck you mean? Your
So
bill's
she-
$2.
Oh, Lord.
It's all on camera. Man, if you don't stop arguing with her, this is why you can't never say nothing. It don't matter. She can't nothing she say hurt you, bruh. Ain't nobody worried about that. You are trying to hurt somebody because you're hurt. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. I wouldn't even allow my son to do nothing to you. Shit, you had a hammer trying to hit my son with a goddamn hammer.
How about that?
Shit, you can say what you want to say. Look at them braids. That's why my son never fucked with you. Girl, I was just talking shit. Like I told you, I was praying over your ovulation. I was praying for my son to get the fuck away from you. And my prayers has been fucking answered. Thank you, God. Alhamdulillah. Nah, after he done had a hole over here. Look at this. Look at this disrespectful. You know what, Eric, leave this girl alone. Because right now she hurt. Eric, leave this hoe alone. Let's go, Eric. Can I get the cops over here to 501? She's acting crazy in Iraq. Man, my son live here in your low income, honey. She done poured water on me, and I'm scared for my life. She got this thing in her head. Oh my God, she's trying to kill us. Oh my God, she had a hammer trying to hit my son with a fucking hammer. I don't know what's going on with this young lady. My son,
This bitch is crazy, y'all.
He was scared for his life. And he called me. And I came up here to protect my son. Well, that's why you feel.
So this woman just said a few minutes ago that she's armed and she has a gun in the car. Now she's pretending like she's scared for her life when she's in her motherfucking house. Y'all are so goddamn toxic. This shit is so disturbing and it's so disgusting. Y'all. All right, we got a few minutes of this left. Let's keep going.
For years, you been for years because you couldn't hurt my daughter. You couldn't get my daughter. I'd have been told my daughter to leave a bum ass nigga alone.
Oh, she called him a bum ass nigga, so she knows he's a bum.
Something else. I need the police up here ASAP. This old had bleach in that. Eric, she got bleach in that water. Eric, she got bleach in that motherfucking water, Eric. And you got bleach in that water. Let me tell you something. If any of that shit is on me, girl, I'm telling you. Eric, get your shit and get the fuck out this girl's house. Cause it's about to get real fucking real. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody worry about you. You hurt.
Shit, shut the fuck up. You don't make no sense.
Man, if you
just see the girl at the mall, that pressure shit you want to play.
Eric, if you don't get your shit and get the fuck out this girl's low income, get out this girl's low income. The fuck, you'll never get put out. But I'm going to report my son been living here for years. Yes, he has. This is proof. How many times has the police been here? Oh, you can't do the system like I do it. I had him at 16, ho. Had him at 16. You can't play the system like me. Man, get your shit out of here. Because I'm going to report your ass for letting my son stay here with you. You talking about good luck going to court. You ain't going to hold my son hostage about no court case. I already got you on video. Saying that you sorry and he ain't did nothing. Man, get all that shit. Get all that shit out of here. Fucking low income. That's what happened. Man, get your shit. Man, ain't nobody sillier than a bitch that been played by a nigga that got a silly ass mom and he's silly. That is your downfall. And that's something, if I'd have pushed out her daughter, she would have never did. Hey, my God, you are talking about yourself. That's why I said, God, don't give my son child to her. In God's name, yeah, you was. You wanted the baby to my son so fucking bad. Yeah, you did. Man, you wanted the baby. She wanted that baby lying so much. Man, get your fucking shit and get out of here. Nobody come in here for no Judge Judy type shit. Nobody give a fuck about who wanted the baby. Good thing she ain't pregnant. You feel me? The fuck? Man, I hope you don't get an abortion. Good thing you said that. Honey, I don't care that you call me a bitch. I hope your life is popping. Cause honey, this is Mama Mabel. Listen. I gotta follow this girl. Make sure she don't be trying to do nothing crazy to my son. She had this hammer. And you put your hands on me. And man, get your shit and get the fuck out of here. Because I hope you ready. Man, get your shit. Man, get your shit. You got all your shit?
Dizzy, bitch, you wish you had a house to walk through.
Girl, this low income shit. You won't have it once I report that my son.
Okay. I need a glass of wine after this shit. Okay. So this mammy, this loudmouth mammy, this loud ass trifling mud duck ass mammy is talking about she should have left her nigger son, her broke ass busted and disgusted Tyrone son. And she's criticizing her because she broke the TV, and it's like, be happy. That's all I did. Because if a broke leeching ass nigger is in my house, don't pay no bills. Don't bring nothing to the table. You see him on camera, he obese and overweight, and it looks like his stomach sticks out further than his peen. He already hard to love. I'll be damned if you bringing a bit to my house too. So she should be smacking her thun upside the head. She should have let that woman know that he's lucky she didn't go postal or like snapped and blow his brains out. And she's sitting here talking about, you don't make him do nothing. It's your fault he don't pay bills. He need to get with the radiologist. And it's like, your sorry ass, pathetic, pitiful ass excuse for a parent. As soon as she said that she had him at 16, I knew it. I told y'all. Her son has been her husband all her life. And this is why she's sitting there arguing with the girlfriend like she the damn side chick. And, this is just so dysfunctional and toxic. The girlfriend is way more patient than me, child. Because I'll be damned if you be in my house talking all that shit. Get the fuck out my house. Get your ghetto ass, mud duck ass, hood booger ass out my house.
How about you come back with the police escort? Matter of fact, I'll pack your ish up and I'll have it on the front porch waiting for you when you come with the police. This don't make no damn sense. This ghetto ass trifling shit. She got the nerve to berate and to ridicule her for living in a low income. And the girl said, y'all live with his grandma. This is what I mean, y'all. This is trifling. Y'all gotta do better. Okay. So let's keep going. So I want to look at a slew of stories where these Thunz continue to do effed up-ish. They commit crimes, they're committing murders, they're committing armed robberies, and still we'll see even then, their mammy mothers and their family making excuses for them and coddling them despite their nasty and nefarious behavior. And I will preface this too before we go into all these stories. Believe it or not, one of these families that I'm going to show you tonight is related to my ex. So when I tell you, my ex's family, they were all toxic and enabled his abuse and enabled him beating my ass and made excuses and turned a blind eye to his disgusting behavior, you'll actually see his family on camera tonight in one of these stories. And of course, I won't say which. But I'll tell you that one of my ex's knick-knack relatives was engaged in really horrific behavior. So his toxic ass family ended up on the news, making excuses for the nigger instead of holding him accountable for his BS. So So here goes. Okay. So the first few stories I have, it was so odd first off, let's start off by saying these stories come a dime a dozen. I thought I would have a hard time finding things like this, but all I had to do is Google my son committed a crime. Or like I Google phrases like the family speaks out after, a suspect is injured from robbing a bank, things like that. And man, when I tell you, I found tons of stories to the point where I had too many and I had to stop. For whatever reason, a lot of these stories, these nig dogs attempted to rob Dollar General. I don't know what that's about. I came across at least 5 instances where these nig-nogs all tried to stick up a Dollar General and the family got upset that the culprit got hurt. So let's watch this first story where this mom makes excuses for her son robbing Dollar General. I think this
I'm on the shooting, but when I saw him swing around so fast, I didn't want to get shot either.
That's what a customer who opened fire on a would-be robber inside a dollar store told Fox 10 News last night. Well, tonight, the family of that suspected thief is lashing out.
And last night, you heard exclusively from the customer who stepped in to rescue store employees that were held at gunpoint. Well, the family of that man says he shouldn't have got involved.
Fox 10 News reporter Andrew Perez has more.
From his hospital bed at USA Medical Center, 18-year-old Adric White waits for a jail bed. The teen already has robbery charges hanging over his head from September. On Tuesday, officials believe White struck again, but this time was different.
He had the gun to his head. He had him on his knees. Drew my gun on him, and I said, "Hey, don't move." At that point, he swung around, and before he had a chance to aim the gun at me, I fired.
A customer who we're not identifying was shopping at the Family Dollar on Stanton Road when he says he saw White holding employees at gunpoint. The customer pulled out his own gun and fired 5 times. While police say it was completely legal, White's family says they're angry.
If his life was not in danger, if no one had a gun up to him, if no one pointed a gun at him, what gives him the right to think that it's okay to just shoot someone? You should have just left the store and went wherever you had to go in your car or whatever.
Originally, we had interviewed White's parents about the cases, but they later called demanding that we not air it. 2 robberies in 2 months. We asked one relative her thoughts about the accusations.
We don't know. Like I said, we don't know anything. We only know what we've been hearing secondhand through the news, so I would not like to comment because I don't know.
As he recovers from his gunshot wounds and prepares for what's to come, the Baldwin County District Attorney's Office is filing to have his bond revoked. They want White kept in jail and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, White's family told us that he was hanging with the wrong people and needed help. They believe he didn't deserve to be shot. His last alleged robbery was at the original Oyster House on the Causeway. Officials say he even had the same MO.
Are we in the Twilight Zone, y'all? Really? Are we? Sometimes I feel like this is a big simulation, like the damn Truman Show, and we are living a sketch show comedy, especially in Blackistan. So this snaker held up a Dollar General. The innocent bystander said he walked in and he saw the nignog holding a gun to one of the cashier's head. And so he pulls out his gun, thinks quickly, and shoots the man. And now the family coming out, speaking out because they're upset, saying he didn't deserve to be shot. Do y'all, is this an SNL skit, y'all? For real. Like, what type of bullshit, what type of silly ass dumb bullcrap is that? So you can hold up a store, hold these people at gunpoint, endanger their lives. Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. He could have shot and killed someone. He could have shot a child. He could have seriously maimed someone. So someone defends, reacts quickly, and is smart and defends these innocent victims. And now they complaining because he got shot. He's lucky he's not dead. See, and here's a crazy part. There's like 3 or 4 more of these stories. So let's keep going. Another nignog decides to rob Dollar General, and the family starts to protest him getting shot to death by the police. Y'all, okay, you cannot make this stuff up. The Blackistan is full of a bunch of weirdos. Okay.
The family of an armed man shot and killed by Tampa police officers earlier this week is demanding answers. 26-year-old Dominique Mulkey was killed on 50th Street after he robbed a Dollar General store at gunpoint. 8 on your side, Jeff Patterson joins us now live from 50th Street. Jeff.
Good evening, Jen. Well, on Tuesday, Dominique Mulkey did walk into this Dollar General store armed with the gun. His family says he was hungry and he was only trying to steal food. And tonight they are questioning why Tampa police officers shot him and ended his life. This video, released by the Tampa Police Department, shows Dominique Mulkey inside of the Dollar General store on Tuesday morning. The video shows a gun in his hand. During the robbery, an employee called 911, and a short time later, another video from the Tampa Police Department shows officers confronting Mulkey and ordering him to stop. Stop the gun! Stop the gun! Stop the gun! But Mulkey's family and Black Lives Matter members are angry.
You can use like rubber bullets, tasing, anything else. You don't have to shoot somebody 30 times. If they've been shooting him constantly.
They claim even though Mulkey had a gun, he was not out to kill anyone, and say officers didn't have to shoot and kill him.
What they should have did was, they already got their guns raised at him. So if he would have turned around and went to moving his hand up, that's when they should have shot.
The family says Mulkey had mental health issues and is deaf, and they believe that's why he didn't turn around when officers first confronted him on the street.
So from behind, he would have never heard the commands of the police.
Members of Black Lives Matter and some family members are just starting to gather. We understand they're going to have a vigil here tonight in Mulkey's honor. We understand Tampa Police Chief Brian Dugan reached out to the family today. He offered to meet with them to hear their grievances and to explain what happened here. We understand the family chose not to meet with the police chief. Live in Tampa, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
So again, Mookie didn't do nothing. Little Moo, little Ray Ray, my thun didn't do nothing. I don't care if he had a gun. He wasn't gonna hurt nobody. I don't care if he likes to go to the retirement home and trip elderly women and mug them for their handbags. He's harmless. He wasn't gonna hurt nobody. He didn't deserve to get shot. This is crazy. These people are a bunch of weirdos. All right, let's look at another instance of a thun. He tried to, I think Dollar General, y'all. I don't know why they love holding up Dollar General. So here's my thing. At the dollar store, so the dollar store is a prime place for people who are engaged in discount shopping. These people are poor. So you're not going to Dollar General and you're not going to find $1 million in the safe. So why do they keep trying to rob up the damn dollar store? What is going on? I don't know, child. But anyways, let's watch this. Another instance of a nignog robbing a dollar store and his family getting upset because he got shot and hurt.
These siblings are furious. Their brother, who police say was an armed robber, was gunned down by a store clerk. The pair acknowledges that he was wrong for Roosevelt Rackley to try and rob the Dollar General on North Gettysburg Avenue, but they say the clerk shouldn't have had a gun at work. Rochelle and Juwan Rackley say their younger brother, Roosevelt Rackley, was the second of 10 siblings killed by gunfire.
I still don't believe it. Like, at the end of the day, I don't believe my brother is dead. It ain't kicked in yet.
And they're furious about how it happened.
At the end of the day, that's not right.
Police say a Dollar General clerk shot and killed 23-year-old Roosevelt, who showed a gun and demanded cash Wednesday.
Witnesses indicated that the weapon was brandished and pointed at employees.
The siblings recognize their brother's wrongdoing.
He got some responsibility, but not all.
But they say that still doesn't warrant the clerk's actions.
Right and wrong is wrong. That was wrong for that clerk to shoot my brother in the chest. Yes, he's robbing y'all. Oh, well. Call police. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to take matters in your own hands. If that's the case, I'll take matters in my own hands.
Police say the clerk was legally allowed to have the gun. Meanwhile, officers are looking into the possibility Rackley may have been involved in several other commercial robberies.
So here we go, the sister. It looks like a sibling or something, talking about he didn't deserve to have his life ended. Thank God the in this case the employee was ready. He didn't see on the news all these stores, all these Dollar Generals getting robbed by these nignogs. So he was ready and he did what he's supposed to do and he defended his life. And they talking about he didn't have to shoot him. He didn't have to kill him. Lord Jesus. All right, let's look at there's so many. I can't even remember how many I have. There's so many, y'all. Let's see. We watched that one. Let's look at this instance of a man who stabbed a woman, then dismembered and discarded her body, and how the family reacts to the situation. And again, this is common. You'll see this all the time. You'll see this type of problematic enabling, this type of problematic psychology, pathology, where the family's just talking about how he's a good kid. And it's like, no, sir, no. He R-worded a slew of innocent boys and girls as they were on their way to school. No, he likes to go to the handicap community, and he likes to mug and maim innocent people in wheelchairs. No, he's not a good kid, but let them tell it. So let's watch this and then we'll talk through.
For the first time, we are hearing from the family of Alan Anthony Stewart. He's the man charged in the murder of 24-year-old Jessica Harris. She had been missing since Tuesday until her body was found Friday morning in East Columbus. 10 TV's Bryant Somerville talked with Stewart's mother and sisters, and Bryant, the family has an important message tonight.
Yeah, Evan, the family of Alan Anthony Stewart says they were in the hospital following Stewart's attempted suicide when he jumped off a bridge over I-270 when they heard that he had confessed to murder. Tonight, Stewart's family has a message for him and the family of Jessica Harris.
We really honestly just want to let the family know that we are so sorry.
Two families.
I want to personally say to him, from one mother to another, I certainly don't know what it's like to totally lose a child, but I do know what it's like. We feel like we have lost someone too.
Forever connected by one violent act.
First of all, I'm shocked. I thought it was the wrong person.
Pamela McBride is the mother of Alan Anthony Stewart, who, according to police, admitted to pushing 24-year-old Jessica Harris down a flight of stairs stabbing her to death and leaving her body in a parking lot outside an abandoned East Columbus apartment building.
I still don't believe it. You know what I mean? I don't. That's all I can say about it. I'm still shocked about it.
Shocked because that man,
It's not him. It's not him.
wasn't the son she knew. His sister, Natera Stewart, says her brother wasn't himself. He was seeing a psychiatrist while dealing with a divorce, but she says family was always there.
I would talk to him on the phone. I would talk to him on the phone and just tell him, tell me it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. You just have to keep pressing through this. And, we're here to talk to you.
But McBride says the father of two, who had recently re-enlisted in the National Guard, seemed to slowly be giving up.
But I did notice a difference in his behavior. I did notice a difference in the way he was acting.
As for the family of Jessica Harris,
I'm so very sorry about this.
they say they're praying for and ask for their relative, who is now charged with murder.
He took that responsibility, and I know that he's going to be man enough to hold on to that responsibility.
They pray for him.
I'm right here, son. I'm right here.
Too.
Child.
McBride told me her son needs help and urges other parents hearing this story right now to pay attention to the signs if your children are acting differently. Tonight, Stewart remains in Grant Hospital recovering from his injuries. He is in custody. And Evan, we will have that whole interview with that family on 10 TV.
So enough of that. Y'all see this disturbing ass shit. So this fool done pushed this woman down the stairs, stabbed her, and then brutally, after she passed, dismembered her body. Okay. And afterwards, we hear the mammy mom on the news talking about they lost somebody too. They lost somebody too. So they're sitting here comparing. Although we're talking about two different things, oranges and apples. I'm sorry, ma'am. Your child is the reason my child is no longer here. And she's talking about she feels like she lost somebody too. She also ends it with, "Oh, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, y'all." Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Because let somebody tell me, my 9-year-old, let somebody come and tell me little Tyrone is responsible for something as horrific and something as brutal and something as demonic and disgusting as this. Who? What son? Huh? Who? Bury his ass under the jail. Because I will not make excuses. I will not enable. I will not coddle someone responsible for so many horrific, so many disgusting, so many trifling acts like this. You cannot. How do you justify someone terrorizing, someone ending the life of an innocent young woman and still saying, "I'm here for you"? No, I'm not. Because if the roles were reversed, they would be asking for the electric chair. If that was her daughter who was victimized in this manner. Think about the pain. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about him. I'm not praying for him. I'm thinking about the pain that this young woman experienced during her last few minutes of her life. I'm thinking about the terror she experienced. I'm thinking about the sleepless nights, the stress, the nightmares, the memories, the painful moments that her family is experiencing. And my thing is, okay, you ain't got to be as outspoken as me. You ain't got to be like, "Oh, he did it. Okay, shoot. Fucking give him 25 years. Give him life." You don't got to be like me. Just don't say nothing. If you can't, and I realize that type of mentality is very rare. I realize that that's not something that's common for most mothers. So if you ain't about that life, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. But that you pouring salt into this family's wounds by saying, "I understand what you're going through. I lost a child too," because you didn't. The reality is your child took someone else's life. All right, let's look at this last story where the mom says her 13-year-old Thunz, who also ended someone's life, is a good kid. So let's talk through this. Let's see.
News 6 spoke to both of them about the charges this teen is now facing. News 6's Nadine Yanis joins us live outside the Orange County Courthouse. And Nadine, what did they tell you?
Well, for them, it was hard to see this 13-year-old boy in handcuffs in front of a judge today. The aunt telling us about the moment that she convinced this child to turn himself in, and his mother coming to his defense, saying that her son is not a cold-blooded killer.
All right, how old are you?
At just 13 years old, Vamari Bostic stood before a judge today, charged with first-degree murder. Arrested after Winter Garden police say he shot and killed 25-year-old James Bacon on West Crown Point Road and Edgeway Drive around 2 a.m. yesterday. Police believe the 13-year-old was in an ongoing dispute with the 25-year-old victim when they say he shot him in the torso and left. Bacon died later at the hospital, and Bostic, who police said was armed and dangerous, eventually turned himself in.
No objection.
The teen, facing first-degree murder and grand theft charges, stood before the judge at the beginning of the hearing alone this afternoon. That was until his mother and family stepped into the courthouse in his defense.
There's two things going on, okay? The one involving a homicide, he detained for a period of up to 30 days while the state decides what they're going to do with the case.
After the hearing,
I can't eat, I can't think, I can't, because I don't know what's going to happen.
His mother asking people to withhold judgment against her child.
It's unfortunate what happened. I pray for both families. I pray for her. I pray for me. But as far as Lamar being labeled as a senseless killer, that is not him. And this was not a senseless killing.
And it sounds like Vamari's aunt was also involved in his life, and she told us that if he would have just asked her for help, she would have done so. We're going to hear more from his aunt at 5 o'clock. Until then, the judge ruled that he's going to stay behind bars for the next 30 days to figure out whether or not the state will move forward or how they will move forward with these murder charges. Guys, back to you.
Nadine Yanis reporting live. Nadine, thank you.
Y'all. She talking about he a good kid. He's not a good kid. He's not a good kid. I'm sorry. At 13 years old, I was not out and about brandishing guns, holding people up at gunpoint. I wasn't doing that. You know, and they like to talk about, you know, these folks make mistakes. These children are just, you know, they just need help. But no, I mean, I'm not sure about y'all, but my worst mistakes in my teenage years was staying out a little bit too late, thinking I was grown and wanting to hang out with my boyfriend at the time. At 13, child, I was in the books. I wasn't doing none of that mess. I don't even think I didn't even have a boyfriend at 13. My biggest mistake at 13 was failing to turn in homework assignments, not murdering a 25-year-old man. But this is y'all Thunz. This is y'all Thunz, and this is who we protect and who we coddle within this community. Y'all, I can't. So all I will say is this is just, and like, you know, like I indicated, I mean, I couldn't keep up with all the stories that I was coming across of, you know, these Thunz terrorizing the community, these Thunz robbing people, hurting people, these Thunz ending people's lives, engaging in senseless violence, and, you know, just engaging in volatile, very erratic, evil, demonic behavior. There were so many. As you can see on the YouTube now, I'm sure this is recommending about 5 or 6 more of these stories. And instead of holding these men accountable, instead of telling them, hey, okay, so you man enough to be out there and to, you know, harm these people's lives and to make grown decisions and to change these people's lives forever, to injure them, to harm them, to threaten their lives, and sometimes actually execute ending their lives. All right, then you be man enough to handle the consequences. No, these mammies just make excuses and coddle them and say, oh, I'm here for you. Or he was a good kid. He just needed help. When in all actuality, it needs to be, all right, well, you did this. You did this? Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you handle those consequences. I'm gonna let you experience the repercussions of your actions. And what this is I don't want y'all to think that this is just an anomaly, that these kids were wonderful children up until the age of 18. Then all of a sudden, just overnight, they decided to make one faulty decision. No, this is a result of years of enabling and years of coddling and years of these mothers making excuses for their problematic behavior. Oh, Ray, they called me and told me you cussed out the teacher and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. I'm gonna go up to the school now and I'm gonna tell her off and I'm gonna tell her that is not like you and she needs to stop lying on my baby. She needs to stop lying on my thumb. Oh, so they down the street said that you was up there, you was stealing stuff, you stole that boy's phone. I know that ain't like you, so I'm gonna go next door and I'm gonna cuss the next door neighbor out for lying about my son. In even extreme circumstances. Oh, your cousin said that you were inappropriate and that you were touching the little girls. I know that's not you. My son wouldn't do that. Happened in my family, y'all. There's been a big blowout in my family where a cousin of mine, her paternal cousin on her father's side, she's confronted him for inappropriately touching her as a child and her sister as a child, and sexually assaulting her. And guess what the mom did? Guess what her aunt did? No, I don't believe my son would do that. It's sad. But this is, and I know this is triggering, and I know this is tough, and I know this is a hard pill to swallow. Believe me, I know, as a mother of a son, believe me, I know. But the reality is, we are doing these boys a disservice by coddling and enabling them in this manner. We need to hold them responsible. Why is it that we force our daughters to be independent and force them to be, even as girls, functioning young women who cook and clean and who work? But our boys, it's like we will not detach them from the umbilical cord. We will not wean them away from us. We won't. What is that? And we are creating these toxic, these monsters, these menaces. We're sending them out to the world where they just go and terrorize the next woman. And the cycle continues. Then that woman ends up getting impregnated by the fool and don't know how to raise a man. The man she got impregnated by is not a man. So the cycle continues, and he grows up and terrorizes the next woman. Y'all, stay away from these Thunz. Stay away from these Thunz. All right. That's all I got. Until next time. See you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.